Good day and welcome to the Sport Rap Show. I am your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. With that, let's get into today's hit list. Supporting a local is the title for today. John Doris Restaurant at Marumo had a handover event where they sponsored the Tura Magic soccer team with pre-match gear, warm-up beeps, and most importantly, pre-match meals. We got a few words from Dos Santos Alwende, operations manager at John Doris, and Timo Chongarero, head coach of Tura Magic. Stay tuned for that.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dos Santos, store manager at John Doris Restaurant. We're here today to welcome or hand over sponsorship to Tura Magic Football Club. The sponsorship is pre-match gear, training bibs, and obviously the most important part of it all, the pre-match meals for the players. The sponsorship will run from obviously today up until the end of the season, and it's for the first team at this stage. And then obviously once the season ends, we can see if we can incorporate the ladies and the junior teams.
Okay, what encouraged the sponsorship for Tura Magic?
Why we chose Tura Magic is obviously from Katutura. We also felt we needed to give back to teams that are from Katutura. To help, especially now that obviously football only has one sponsor at the moment, and most of the teams are really struggling to get sponsorship on board because obviously football was non-existent or dormant for almost 2 to 3 years. So we're trying to see if this can help more sponsors to come on board, to not help only one team, but almost all the teams, encourage more sponsors to come on board.
Okay, the sponsorship that was handed over to Tura Magic is roundabout with how much?
At this stage, I can't, like I alluded to earlier, I can't get into the financial side of it, but it is a substantial amount.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Joined by Timo Chongarero, head coach of Tura Magic. Coach, sponsorship today, tell us how important is this sponsorship for Tura Magic?
I think this is probably one of the biggest sponsorships that we've got, in the sense that it helps us to look good on the field by giving us nutritional food of value, and I think off the field as well in terms of the outlook, in terms of the step-out gear. So I think it's a critical element, and it also helps the team in terms of budget, because really pre-match meal is one of the most expensive things that you must take care of. It's about, you play 2 matches a weekend, so it's a lot of money that you go. So I'm very happy for John Dory to really coming to the party and taking this component from our budget. So this is really something important. And it's also not only about the food, but it's also about educating players as to what are the right things to eat, And this is where we feel this partnership is really going to go a long way.
Okay, as you can see, we saw the players are really happy with the sponsorship. How influential do you think this will be on the players itself?
I know, immense, because they have always complained about the way they look before they go to the field. So I'm sure now they will be looking top-notch, and we hope that this can also translate onto the field in terms of the excitement, the confidence, and we really look forward to see a change behavior in terms of playing. So we wish for the best from these things as well.
Okay, Coach, let's touch base on the team itself. You guys had a long break. We had first game this Saturday after the long break. How is the team looking? Any injury updates? Fitness-wise, how's the team?
Yeah, fitness is obviously an issue. Holidays in Namibia, everything closes, even training. So, but we are happy that everybody is back safely. That's the most important thing. Secondly, we've worked a little bit last week. We elevated the level a bit. So the bodies were a bit shocked, but we are working on it to find really ways how to manage the process in terms of fitness. We played a few games just to get minutes also under their belts. So I think we are ready, but tomorrow will be the right examinations to know where we are as a team. We just hope the results come our way because we really need it.
Okay, well, the break might have come at the right time or the wrong time for you guys, and you guys have two big matches coming up. Preparations-wise, tactic-wise, how important is it to get it right for these games?
This league is tough in a sense that if you drop any point, you end up in the relegation. So we really must fight for every point on the field available. So we are playing Black Africa. It's a top team, has a tremendous history. But history aside, we are 11 players on the field and we are all eager to want to win. So it's just about the hunger that the players have and really what they want to put up. We are also discussing with other people to see what other ways can we use to motivate the players. So when that comes to fore, we'll also invite you guys to come have a listen. But we are really trying our level best to get these boys to get to the level that they should be. But I'm sure come the third game, we will be there.
Okay, one of the final questions. First part of the season for you, now second part. Talking about the second part, what do you want to see done differently in this part of the season than in the first part?
You know, we are one of the teams that create a lot of scoring chances. If I can see, I mean, in one game you create something like 11 chances, clear-cut goals chances. If we can score more than half of that, I think I'll be a happy coach. So we have gone to the drawing board, we bought extra equipment to help in this specific area. So we just hope that the players really bring this to the game. You know, we also try and get people to record our games so we can analyze them more on an individual basis as well as a team, so that maybe the players, when we say, maybe they don't see it that way, but if they see it for themselves, they might be able to realize, and that makes it a little bit easier to work for them.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Well, as you can see, it's nothing but all big smiles there at John Doris' sponsorship of Tura Magic. Well, after the break, it's the In the Pipeline segment. Do stay tuned for that. Huge game that is set up to take place on Saturday as Orlando Pirates will face Blue Waters as the Debmarine Namibia Premiership returns this weekend with round 8 and round 9 fixtures. Here is Pirates coach Woody Jacobs speaking ahead of the match. Joined by Coach. Coach, quickly tell me, you guys are now back from holiday. How's the team looking?
No, all is good and well. I mean, the festive season took a lot from us. We were on a break for about 3 weeks, and we came back. We're hard at work. Games are thick and fast. This weekend is no different. With Blue Waters and 11 Arrows, the rivals in the coastal towns. So yes, as you can see, we're hard at work, and we take it one day at a time, and we want to go and do well against formidable teams that has been doing well as well. So yeah, all good.
Well, after the break, the boys are back on the field. Fitness-wise, how's the team looking?
No, not 100%, not where we want them to be. But I believe that it's all one step in the right direction. Some of the guys have really worked out throughout the off season or the mid break, the small break that they had. So yeah, they're looking good, and but not vintage, not where you want them to be. But I believe with the number of games coming up, we'll pick up speed and we'll get there.
Okay, well, with the injuries, how are the injuries looking?
No. I think we have a clean bill of health. There's no major injuries that we are struggling with. Basically, we have a full contingent to choose from.
Okay, great stuff. And with the team that you have now, before the break, what do you think you guys, the boys, can improve on now after this little holiday that we had?
The biggest problem that we had, I think we played well. We didn't concede too much. The element of scoring. I hope that we can get that out of our way. The guys look rejuvenated, and I believe that we can create a lot of chances, and it's now just bearing those chances that's our biggest problem. But also keeping the door closed on the opponents, not to score.
Okay, you guys are playing away from home. 2 big games coming up. Tactic-wise, preparations for this game. How important is it to get everything right for those two games?
Well, I think most of the time in games like this, where you have we have Blue Waters and Orlando Pirates, always old foes coming a long way in Namibian history, Namibian football history. So sometimes, most of the times, we play on the adrenaline, and tactics is not really. I think the team that desires it the most always, and that works hard and closes the other team down, normally has the edge in these games. So I believe that Blue Waters will also be bolstered by the fact that they are playing at home and they have their home support backing them, and they are playing against an old rival. They'll be able. They want to do well, and also they've done well prior to the break. I believe that they want to continue on that trend, and also that's for us. Also, we ended up with a loss against Black Africa, against all odds. But all in all, we've put that behind us. It's a new year, new adventure, new belief. And we're going to go for it. And you can see, I like the intensity. I like the way they are training, and I'm just thinking that the boys can really do well. I think we have a good team, young team, exciting team, and a team that wants to do wonders in the Namibian football.
As you can see, Woody Jacobs' team are hard at training as they came back from the long spell that we had in December, that is, as they prepare for their next game against the Blue Waters. Blue Waters are highly favored to win this game as they have the home advantage, and their form has been a little bit better than the Pirates, that is, but Pirates are highly confident in players like Neymar that they have in their team as they prepare for the big games that are taking place on Saturday. They are set to travel on Friday to play the games on Saturday. Well, up next is the Your Take segment of the show. Stay tuned. Well, we have the biggest Arsenal supporters, Grady Harasep and Marco Groovy Smith, as they analyze the Super Sunday match between Manchester United and top of the table Arsenal. Stay tuned for that interaction that they have there. Joined by Grady and Marco, one of the biggest Arsenal fans. Gents, big game on Sunday, Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. Grady, tell me, what are your thoughts for that game?
Definitely, I'm rooting for Arsenal. My prediction is 2-1.
Okay.
Arsenal 2, Man U 1.
Marco, what are your thoughts?
Good day, gents. Arsenal winning, extending our lead with extra 8 points. With 8 points there. And hope Manchester brings it. Really brings it.
Okay.
Because we are ready.
Grady, for the first time in a very long time, you guys are on top of the league. Do you think you guys can actually push through all the way to the end and win the Premier League for the first time in how many years?
Most definitely, because we are fighting. You can see our spirit is high, team spirit is great. The coach is doing a magnificent job. Our players are ready. They're hungry to win.
I would go for coach bringing in youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
And the camp, it's you can see in the camp all the players are on form. The old guys going out and they are showing. The young ones want to show, they want to fight. They are there to win the league, to show the big guys actually that only not them can push, but as youngsters coming up and showing the young guys that anything, if you put your mind to it, anything can happen. So Arsenal on this form, they are going places. I think winning the league for them will be well. They deserve it. And well done to Arteta for bringing in that youngsters. I see Trotter coming. That's a push for Arsenal. Yeah.
You know, you guys are performing really well. And Arsenal have been waiting for this for a very, very long time. You know, it's always ups and downs. But this season looks very solid for you. Run me through. Let's talk about Martin Odegaard as the captain of the team. You guys got him for a good price from Real Madrid. How important has he been for Arsenal?
Definitely, Odegaard, what he's bringing into the game is he's showing he's a captain. He's showing the youngsters to play together as a team, not as individuals. That's why we are doing a great job. He's showing in the midfield, guys, let's do this. He's pulling the strings so the guys forward can score.
Yeah.
And even the guys on the wings, like we have young guy there, Martinelli is hungry, Saka is hungry. The guys, the desire is there to win. Like my colleague said here, the guys are hungry and there's team spirit. There's in the camp, you can see the guys are really, they want to win this. That's what Odegaard is bringing.
Odegaard is doing well. I'm glad for him. I see him pulling the strings in the middle with Xhaka and all of those other players. Not Martin Odegaard only, because they're a whole team. Arsenal is a whole team, not individuals. Yes. That's why they're doing good. That's why they do.
Okay, now you guys are so confident that you guys are going to go away with the win, but we are ignoring the fact that you guys are taking on a player who is in the form of his life, and that's Marcus Rashford. How do you guys think Arsenal will stop Marcus Rashford?
We have a young guy there in our defense, Saliba. Saliba is like a, how can I say, like a brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rashford has to be prepared for Saliba. It's either him or the ball, one of the two.
I won't say much about Rashford. I see he's having form. Yeah, good for him. I just hope he brings it to Arsenal. That form he has, so we can see him, Rashford, him against Saka, showing the England which one is between them who's the best.
Yeah.
You saw the World Cup. Rashford was benched because of Saka, and now it's the game to show.
Yeah.
I see Manchester beating Arsenal, the only team that beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready for them this
for
time.
the second leg. Yes.
Second leg.
Okay. Do you guys think it's an advantage for you, the fact that Casemiro won't be playing in this game?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because Thomas Partey will be there controlling. How can I say? Protecting our defense.
Out Casemiro, the middle will be a defensive wide.
Walk in the park for us.
Yeah.
Walk in the park.
No, definitely we lost the first game, so the guys they will want to do better this game to show Man U that, guys, we did errors, we did mistakes in the first game. This game we're gonna push. Let's correct that errors and let's show Man U that we are the gunners.
Yeah,
yes. I don't think Arsenal is effect because of the first loss. They just learned from that mistakes, and they will pick up. Come Sunday, I don't see any red flag of Manchester Sunday. The only red flag will be the mighty Gunners.
Yes. Manchester will be painted Gunners.
Okay. Well, as you can see, Grady and Marco are high on confidence as they believe Arsenal will take the win. Well, please do share your predictions in the comments. As for me, I am siding with the only team that beat Arsenal in the Premier League, and that is Manchester United. I'm trusting Manchester to get the win over Arsenal again in this one with an easy 2-1 victory, and Rashford to get on the score sheet. Well, lastly, Arehohat is up next with international news after the break.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news of the Australian Open that's continuing in Melbourne. And in the men's draw, it is number 11 seed that's out of the tournament, that is Cameron Norrie of Great Britain. He was beaten by quite an unknown, it's Yeri Lehesha. He is from Chesna, and he beat Cameron Norrie by 7-6, 3-6 and then 6-1 and 6-4 through to the fourth round. That is Lehesha. And also Stefanos Tsitsipas, number 3 seed. He's the highest seed left now in the men's draw. That's after Rafael Nadal and Casper Ruud both fell in the second round. Stefanos Tsitsipas in the third round, he beat Talon Griekspoor, and the score there was 6-2, 7-6 and 6-3. So Tsitsipas also through to the fourth round. Also Yannick Sinner, he's 15th seed, he's through to the next round. And then also Novak Djokovic, number 4 seed, he will play in the fourth round. He will play against Grigor Dimitrov, and it is Novak Djokovic that's battling with a hamstring injury he picked up in the third round, and but it's a day off for him today, and we'll see how he goes on Saturday against Grigor Dimitrov. In the women's draw, it is Iga Swiatek, the number 1 seed. She's safely through, beating Cristina Busca of Spain quite comfortably by 6-love and 6-1. And then other high seeds that's through to the fourth round is Caroline Garcia, number 4 seed. She will play Laura Sigmund of Germany in the fourth round on Saturday. Coco Gauff of the USA, number 7 seed, also through to the next round. And in the next round, in the fourth round, she will play against Yelena Ostapenko, number 17th seed. And also the number 3 seed, Jessica Pegula of the USA, also safely through to the fourth round. On to some soccer news. There was a game played in the English Premier League in the week. That was Manchester City that beat Tottenham Hotspur at home. An important game for them to keep in touch with Arsenal. They beat them by 4-2. And it is quite significant. They stay in touch with Arsenal, that's got 47 points after 18 games. Manchester City now played 1 game more, and they're on 42 league points. Manchester City's next game will be tomorrow against Wolverhampton, and that will be a home game for Manchester City. Newcastle, they're 4th on the league at the moment. They've got an away game on Saturday against Crystal Palace. Manchester United, 3rd at the moment. They play against Arsenal. That's a top of the table game. Arsenal hosting Manchester United. That game will be played on Sunday at 6:30. And continuing international sports news with cricket news, a big World Cup, Women's World Cup under 19 being played in South Africa at the moment between the towns of Benoni and Potchefstroom. And the result there is that Scotland beat the USA by 5 wickets. It was USA batted first, 147 for the loss of 7 wickets. And Scotland reaching the score, 148 for the loss of 5 wickets. Big wins for Pakistan and New Zealand, both by 10 wickets. Pakistan beat Zimbabwe by 10 wickets, and also New Zealand too strong for the West Indies, also by 10 wickets. And continuing the cricket news with the SA20, the international tournament that continues, the Sunrisers Eastern Cape continuing their good form, 3rd consecutive win for them. They beat the Paarl Royals. That was a away game for the Sunrisers. They beat them by 5 wickets. The Paarl Royals batting first. They scored 127 for the loss of 7 wickets. And then the Eastern Cape team, 131 for the loss of 5 with 10 balls to spare. Big game tomorrow in Paarl. Also, it is the home team, the Paarl Royals, that will play against the Mumbai Indians Cape Town team. Closing off today's international sports news with golf news on the DP World Tour. It is the Abu Dhabi Golf Tournament that continues. Almost 8 million euros, the total prize money in that tournament. After the second round, it is Francesco Molinari of Italy that's the leader. He had consecutive rounds of 5 under par. His total after 2 rounds is 10 under par. Second place, Luke Donald. He was the overnight leader. He had a first round of 8 under par, but only managed a 1 under par second round on 9 under par. He's 1 shot back to Molinari. Southern African interest, it is South African George Coetzee, also consistent 2 rounds of 4 under par, total of 8 under par. And another player to watch out for that had a good second round is Ryan Cox of New Zealand. He came in with a round of 6 under par, that he's got a total of 7 under for the 2 rounds now after first round 1 under par score. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day and sport weekend. We talk again on Monday. Goodbye.
Well, it's a beautiful weekend to look forward to as there is a lot of sports, local and international, that is. Sundowns are taking on Kaizer Chiefs, Chelsea are facing Liverpool, and the Sunday big match, which is Manchester United versus Arsenal. Well, this ends today's show. Join us again on Monday for another edition of the Sport Trap Show. Goodbye.